Hey guys, welcome to the CO visit. Colin here, and of course my trusty coffee. And not only that, oh, this is gonna be an epic one. Not only I have my trusty coffee, I've got some cookies here, and it's just not the same. It's not the same having coffee. How's everyone doing? I hope you're well. Well, I just got home from work to change and de-stress a little bit from dealing with these teenagers all day. And I was thinking about freedom, but not just anything. We're not just gonna, sit here and philosophize about freedom. Or talk about definitions and all of that. But I wanted to talk about a particular message that I got in my first video. I actually wrote it down. Hey, woohoo! Preparation, how about that? Preparation H, maybe. So the user at I am because God is made the following comment. A young lady. She said, if you're free to leave, they are free to stay. Don't hold on to hate/anger. Let it go, forgive, and be truly free. Be truly free. So is that the key? What do you guys think? Forgive. Ah, yes. That word that Christians love to use. Especially when such forgiveness means keeping your mouth shut, turning a blind eye to basically abuses, turning a blind eye to wrongdoing, to people breaking the law, like rapists, pedophiles. Just forgive them, right? Just forgive the watchtower. Just let it go. Free yourself. Yeah, and all the while, they're as happy as can be because they got you. They got you. We got those idiots to forgive us because we put this guilt trip on them. Oh, we have to forgive. We have to forgive, right? Jesus forgave you when you didn't deserve it. So you need to forgive. So does such forgiveness mean that? Is it turning a blind eye to others committing crimes? You have to answer that for yourself. I know what that is in my book. To quote Stone Cold Steve Austin, that's a big hell no. So when we talk about freedom, and of course, we're always going to apply this to the Jehovah's Witnesses. You're free to leave, according to what that person said. I don't know if that young lady is a witness or an ex-witness, or I don't know. I have no idea. But are you really free to leave? Is that the case in the Jehovah's Witnesses? If you're free to leave, they're free to stay. Well, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm no expert here in this field. But, I've been around. I've lived a little. And, I've been around the block a few times. And I've lived a lot of life. I've seen a lot of things. And I know in my book what freedom is and what it isn't as well. And I think the question here more is what freedom isn't. And I can tell you this for sure. What organized cults like the Jehovah's Witnesses do to their members, is not freedom. And you know why? Well, because here's the thing. The witnesses learned very well from their captors back in Nazi Germany in the camps. When the Bible students at that time, as they were known in Germany still at that time, who interestingly enough was the only group that were even extended the courtesy of having a choice. See, the witnesses had that little piece of paper tailor-made just for them. You ever stop and think why? You ever think why? You see, Hitler was going to do what he was going to do. Nothing was going to stop that. But I don't know if you remember from my past videos, I uploaded a video and an image of the letter that Rutherford, about a year before, sent to Hitler, supporting him, supporting the German nation, condemning Zionism and the Jews and all this stuff. Oh yeah. Bet you didn't know that, did you? Yeah, Rutherford was real sympathetic to the Führer, right? To Herr Führer. And so that doesn't mean that, I mean, when the shit hit the fan, that, Hitler was just going to turn a blind eye to the Bibelforscher, the Bible students. But he did give them a way out. It's kind of like he said, well, considering in the light of that your president over there, Rutherford, sent me this nice letter of support, I'll leave you this. I'll give you an out. Because he didn't do that with anybody else. Certainly not with the Jews. We'll get to that another time. But at any rate, the thing is, renouncing that organization to get your freedom was something beyond what any student, Bible student, was willing or capable of accepting. So the option was there, yeah, just like what I am, because God has said, well, you can leave, right? Yeah. You've got the Gestapo right there. Here's your paper. Just sign it. All you have to do is renounce the organization of Bible students, and that's it. And you can go free. Well, the brothers weren't stupid either. You see, they knew that either way they were dead, because going free meant that they also had to, if called upon, join the German army, which could end you up in the Russian front or who knows where else. So it was pretty much a death sentence either way around. But I mean, hey, at least they knew what to expect. They knew what they had in the camps. So that's not much of a choice, is it? That's not much of a choice. That's not much of a freedom, right? When the thing that they dangle over your head, but if you choose this, this is what's going to happen. That's what the witnesses do. You see, Rutherford learned a lesson there. He was a good student of the Nazis. Oh, man. Hey, that works pretty well. So what do they tell witnesses? Yeah, you can leave. Of course you can. Nobody said you couldn't. I never said you couldn't. No ex-witness has ever said you can't leave. But the problem is, it turns into practically you can't leave because the consequences for leaving for most people are so great, they won't. And even the ones that do, many of them that do, will end up, and the society knows this, they'll end up probably coming back because of the guilt trip, because of the ostracism, the shunning, being cut off from their family, their friends, their social units. They can't handle it. And they'll end up coming back. And not only that, what you have dangled over your head is the prospect of being eternally cut off from your God, losing salvation, and being destroyed forever in the end of this system of things. And we all know that, religious beliefs, faith, all that kind of stuff plays a huge role in human society. You can't downplay that. That means a lot to a lot of people. People believe it. And they're scared. They're terrified. They don't know what's coming. They don't know what's going to happen, or that what if? What if it does happen? And some people just opt for going back, or some people stay in, right? So really what that is, if you look at the definition of that, it's not freedom. Do you know what definition more fits that kind of a situation? It's extortion. Extortion. Where through threats or violence, you attain something from somebody else through force. Usually it applies to money, but you can apply it to really anything you want. Okay? So if you get people to stay in your religious organization because you tell them, well, yeah, you can leave. You have free will, right? But just know if you do, we're going to take away your family. We're going to take away your friends. And you know what? You will now lose God's favor. And we really hope that, you'll come back, because if you don't, and the end of this world comes, the tribulation starts, and it catches you off guard in a state of being disfellowshipped, well, guess what? Then it's too late. Now you're going to die. You're going to have to sit there, like it says, faint out of fear of a certain expectation of judgment. Remember those scriptures? All that fear-mongering, all that anxiety, right? You're sitting there just waiting any day for the tribulation to start, and then you're fucked. Eternal cutting off, the second death, being hurled into the lake of fire and sulfur. That's not freedom, my friends. That's extortion. And the bottom line is, if you even badly read through your Bible, you're going to find out that there is absolutely no concept anywhere of freedom or free will. There's no concept of that anywhere. Everything in the Bible is predestination. Even in Paul's letters, in Romans and Ephesians and Corinthians and all of them, you will see Paul talk about predestination, both for good things and bad things. You will see that everything from the beginning of time was already set into place, what everything was going to happen. The prophets, everything that happened with Israel, everything that happened with Adam and Eve, everything, the flood, everything was already ordained beforehand. And then he also talks about people who are predestined, who are created with no other purpose than to be disobedient and be destroyed. Just so God can manifest his power and his greatness in favor of whoever he wants to, right? So where do we get this idea of free will? Well, of course, religions and churches had to come up with that concept in order to beat people down and give them a guilty conscience and give them a guilt trip and say, well, it's your choice. You have to choose. And then if you choose, then you can't say anything later on, right? You made the choice. You had the freedom to choose. So you chose destruction or whatever. When what you don't realize is, no, you don't have the choice. You're already programmed, according to Christian theology, to do whatever you're going to do. Whether that be believe in God and serve him or not. Or be an unbeliever. Or be a person who says there is no God. All of that, it's already determined. Okay? So, if right now you're squirming in your chair and you're saying, that's not the case, well, then you need to read your Bible. It was all determined. Everything was determined according to that doctrine of that religion. And when you look at it through that lens, actually, everything starts to make a lot more sense. All these why questions. Why does this happen? Why does that happen? Why doesn't God do this? Why doesn't God do that? Why didn't God intervene here? Why didn't he do this, did that? Didn't he know? Well, when you look at it through the lens of predestination and no freedom and no free will, it all makes perfect sense. Because then you start to see things how they really are. You see a capricious God who does what he wants, when he wants, with little or no regard whatsoever for his creation. If it suits him, he's going to do it, or not act, or just turn a blind eye. So, well, that's, each person and your belief system, whatever works for you. But, I just want to try to make your guys' lives easier, okay? And soften the blow a little bit, because you know what? Everything else is just an illusion, okay? But I just want to emphasize that with the witnesses. No, there is no freedom. There is no freedom. Because when you have a price that's so high dangled over your head, that's, a consequence so dire, if you leave, then that's not true freedom. It's extortion. Well, I hope that makes sense. Just trying to help. Thanks for watching the CO visit. Like and subscribe. I see all those people out there, and I appreciate all of you. I appreciate your views. I appreciate you watching these videos. Subscribe to the channel. Not going to cost you a thing. And, I see all these views, thousands of views that I'm getting on these videos, and yet, it doesn't match the subscribers. So why not subscribe? What the hell, All right, well, take care, everybody. I don't know when I'll make another video again. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. This just comes up, guys. If I feel like it, I make a video. Really kind of depends on my mood. So I wish I'd be here all day, but I want to say hi to every single person that comments, all my regulars that always comment. You know who you are. But hello, everybody out there. Okay, thinking about you always. Love you guys. Thanks for being here with me always. Thanks for being loyal. And as soon as I came back, you were right there again. We'll probably have a live stream maybe on Saturday. Okay. So keep an eye out for that. I might be posting it tonight or maybe tomorrow. So we'll have a live stream on Saturday afternoonish, evening-ish. And, it's there. If you can join, if not, you can watch it later. This group is so diverse. There are people all over the place in different continents. So, I can't cater to everybody's schedule. That's pretty much impossible. But have a good rest of your day or evening. Have a good rest of your week. I'll see you in the next CO visit.